Hey man, with college football a little bit over 2.5 weeks away, I decided to make my own college football top 10 list going into 2023. And it might piss a couple of y'all off, but hey, it is what it is. So here we go. Let's see. I'm about to do a top 10 list. You know what I'm saying? Don't judge me for this either, y'all. Don't judge me for my top 10 list. But it just is what it is. All right. Coming in at number 10, we got the Tennessee Volunteers. You know what I'm saying? They return Joe Milton. He kind of struggled last year, I ain't gonna lie. He struggled, not last year, but he struggled when he was in Michigan. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole reason he transferred to Tennessee. Came to Tennessee, got benched for Hendon Hooker. So he's really gonna have to step it up this year. He should be okay though. He got command of the offense really good. He's been there for the last 2 to 3 years, so he should be okay. They return wide receiver Brute McCoy, and he's a good big strong wide receiver. So it's good to have him back. Then they got Jabari Small, who's a good running back slash wide receiver, good little scat back, things like that. So I feel like with the offense that they have, the gimmick offense, which is spread them out, try to run the play fast as you can. It's going to work, and maybe until they get to Georgia. Now, when they get to Georgia, it might be a little different, but for right now, I feel like what I'm saying. They gonna do. They can pretty much run through the whole SEC at least until they get to Georgia. I think that's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be the SEC game of the year right there. Georgia and Tennessee. Moving on. Next up, we got the Florida State Seminoles. They return their quarterback Jordan Travis, and they also got a couple of good transfers too. In Kenyon Coleman, Jaheim Bell. Jaheim Bell is a monster. Oh my God, that guy is amazing. Jaheim Bell from South Carolina. He was South Carolina's everything last year. So he was amazing player for them. He was. You can line him up on the outside. You can line him up. You know what I'm saying. He can run the ball. He was a wide receiver. He was doing all of that last year. So that's a good pickup for them. And Jaheim Bell, Florida State last year, they snuck up on a lot of people, surprised a lot of people. I want to see what they're gonna do when they're not a surprise team anymore. They're not a surprise. They're not sneaking up on anybody. Can they keep up with the momentum that they had? We are gonna see. All right. Coming in at number 8, we got the Clemson Tigers. Now, the Clemson Tigers did go out and get themselves a new offensive coordinator. And let's be honest, the coordinator for last year was ass juice. So they went and got Gary Riley out of TCU, and I feel like he's gonna turn this Clemson offense around. He's gonna work with K Klubnik. He's gonna work with K Klubnik's strengths, and I think he's gonna turn the team around. I think he's gonna turn the team around. Now, they also return their players like Will Shipley. He's been injured, so hopefully he can stay healthy. They return him, and they also return with Antonio Williams, the wide receivers. He's gonna have to step up his production a lot this year if the Clemson Tigers want to do anything. We're not worried about their defense. We know their defense is top tier. We're just really worried about their offense. So the offense really lost in the games last year, not the defense. Moving on, we got the USC Trojans. USC Trojans are coming in at number 7. And again, this is another team. The USC Trojans is another team that, in my opinion, offense is amazing. They can't miss on offense, man. Returning Caleb Williams. You know what I'm saying? Also returning running back Marshawn Lloyd and a lot of wide receivers. They're going to spread the ball a lot. And really their biggest concern is really their defense, as you if you ask me, which they went into the transfer portal, got Anthony Lucas, Barrett Alexander, and Mason Cobb. So those guys should help, but they're gonna also have to do better with like recruiting their players. I believe they're gonna do a lot better with recruiting defensive players because right now, like it ain't it, and they never get like the top recruits when it comes to defense, only offense. So if they improve their defense, man, USC will be scary this year. You know, can't wait to see that USC and Oregon game. Coming in at number 6, we got the Ohio State Buckeyes. I ranked them number 6 in my ranking, and you know it is what it is. You can get mad all you want. Trying to see who's going to be the starter. Is it going to be Devin Brown or is it going to be Cal McCord? I don't know which one of them is going to be the starter, but they do return the best wide receiver combo in the goddamn country with Marvin Harrison Jr. and Emeka Ibuka. I'm kind of surprised though Emeka Ibuka didn't, go to the draft. Maybe because he was hurt and stuff. His draft stock probably fell, and he didn't really feel comfortable going into the draft. But that's a big pickup that they have. They also got Henderson coming back at running back, and they got what is his name, Myron Williams. So they actually got running backs coming back and everything. So hopefully Cal McCord or Devin Brown can pick up what CJ Stroud left off, and this offense is going to be unstoppable again this year, unless they go up against UGA again. UGA stopped the offense. We stopped it. We stopped it. All right, moving on. Number 5, the Alabama Crimson Tide comes in at number 5 on my list. All right, Alabama Crimson Tide. They got a little dilemma. You know what I'm saying? With Bryce Young gone, they got 3 ass can quarterbacks on their team. Jalen Milroe, Ty Simpson. Then they brought in another ass quarterback in Tyler Buckner. So I don't know what they're gonna do. They do got a hell of a defense coming back. They got Kool-Aid McKinstry. That secondary. Now I will say this. I'm gonna say this. Alabama's secondary is the goddamn best secondary in the goddamn country. I will give them that. Ja'Cory Brooks at wide receiver, he's gonna have to goddamn step his production up. Jermaine Burton, y'all both gotta step up and make some goddamn plays next year, man. But I think Alabama's gonna go back to the ground and pound offense with their freshman they got Justice Haynes. So I believe that they're gonna go back into the ground and pound type of offense. Moving on the phone. Number 4, we got the Texas Longhorns. They return quarterback Quinn Ewers. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest. I'm excited to see this offense this year, man. Even though they did lose their running back to the draft, I'm excited to see this, man. They got so many wide receivers all around Quinn Ewers this year. They gave that man an overpowered weapons. Xavier Worthy and AD Mitchell on the ends, man, it's gonna be a scary offense. I expect him to put up Quinn Ewers. I expect him to put up crazy numbers this year. I expect him to put up some video game numbers. Be looking for him to be in the Heisman race too. Be looking for him to be in the Heisman race. All right, where we at? Coming in at number 3, we got the LSU Tigers. Okay, they returned Jaden Daniels. Struggled passing the ball a little bit last year, but he can make plays with his legs, and he gives them the best chance to win. Okay, they return probably the best linebacker in the country in Harold Perkins. They also got one of the best wide receivers in the country in Malik Neighbors. And, they got a good running back in John Emery. So they actually got some pretty good pieces coming back for the LSU Tigers. They kind of was like that Florida State range with surprise team. We didn't really see them coming this year. People are going to be prepared for them this year. So we're going to see what happens. But I think they should be good unless they run into Georgia in the SEC championship game. But other than that, the LSU Tigers are gonna, be pretty good. Don't expect that Alabama game to be a fight. Expect that Auburn game to be a fight, and the Texas A&M game to be a fight too. They actually lost to Texas A&M last year. It was kind of, I'm like, huh? There was a head scratcher game, but they took their eye off the ball. They was looking forward, looking past Texas A&M and going to the SEC championship game. They was looking past it. So yeah. Coming in next on my list, we got the Michigan Wolverines. Okay, the Michigan Wolverines returns J.J. McCarthy, Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards. The best goddamn running backfield in the country next year. Them guys are gonna be amazing. They're gonna be amazing, man. Ain't nobody gonna be able to stop them on the ground. Michigan always has like amazing offensive linemen. They kind of fall into that Ohio State category, which is they don't really have too much of a defense, but they have one when it's time to have one. AJ Hennings, they also returns him, their star wide receiver. And I ain't gonna lie, AJ Hennings is gonna have to, make some catches next year. And he's gonna have to stay healthy. Him and Donovan Edwards, no, him and Blake Corum actually gonna have to stay healthy if they want the Michigan Wolverines to go back to the playoffs. But they got a good chance. The Ohio State and Michigan Wolverine game is definitely gonna go down to the wire, and it's probably gonna be for a playoff berth. Ooh, I can't wait for that one. All right, coming in last, Michigan Wolverines. That was my number 2 team. My number 1 team going into the year, you know it. Them boys, them dogs. Woo, 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 woo. You know what I'm saying? UGA has a first-year quarterback in Carson Beck, who actually has been in this offensive system for the last 4 years. So, as you've seen in that TCU game, even though the game was already over, I understand that the TCU game that they played was almost already over. But if you looked in that game, he had total command of the offense that whole game. The whole, not the whole game. I'm sorry, y'all. The whole quarter that he played, he had a command of the offense. Looked in the spring game, he looked really good. UGA also returns Brock Bowers, best tight end in the country, and Ladd McConkey, who is a top 50 prospect for next year's NFL draft. Surprisingly, we also return running back Kendall Milton and Bryson Young. What is his name? Branson Robinson. We also returns him too, and just expect their defense to be amazing, man. As always, we're gonna have a good defense. We also got Ra Thomas at the transfer portal, another wide receiver. So Kirby Smart did a real good job putting some weapons around him. So yeah. But like I said, college football is 2 weeks away. Well, 2.5 weeks away, man. I can't wait. I definitely can't wait. So tell me what y'all think about my top 10 college football list down in the comment section below. And yeah, that's it.